Hello everybody, Aiden here, and welcome back to another video on the Around the Slice Entertainment YouTube channel with Season 5 of The Bear releasing in its entirety last week, all 8 episodes, mind you, on Disney Plus/Hulu. I'm here today to give you my personal ranking of all 5 seasons, stacking them up with one another from worst to best. It's for sure going to be a fun time. But before we get into that, however, please, if you enjoy any of this type of content at all, please consider liking this video today and subscribing to the channel. As we always have a ton of fun and a ton of fun and awesome coverage coming out around here on a weekly basis at this point in time. Tomorrow, at the time of this recording, Friday, July 3rd, I'm going to be giving you guys, my review for the first 3 episodes of X-Men 97 Season 2 on Disney+. And then next week, we're also going to do one last piece of the Bear coverage by doing a sort of character ranking / tier list based on how much I like them, rather don't like them maybe. And then exactly 4 weeks from today, we're within the month now, much anticipated release of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Crazy to say, but here we are. So yeah, 5 to 1, worst to best. Number 5 at the very bottom for my official Around the Slice Entertainment, the Bear seasons ranking. I have season 3. Let me give some context here. This is the one and only season that I think is fine, average, if you will. Everything else, the rest, is good to even great at times. But this is the only one, season 3 again, where I was like, that's okay, that's fine. My biggest issue with it is there's so much going on. There's so many plot points pulling so many different characters in so many different directions, and nothing gets resolved. Beginning, middle, especially by the end of the season, nothing. Now, trust me, I get it. I understand that this is part 1 of a 2-part, quote-unquote, chapter, if you will, leading into season 4. But if that was the case, if that was the nature and notion and structure that you wanted to go with here, which again, it really did not work for me personally, hopefully you as well, then it begs the question, internally I ask, why not just make it one big combined, quote-unquote, mega season at that point? 15, 16 episode season, and I know it was shortened the show from 5 seasons to 4 seasons, but a season of a show like this, for the most part, a beloved show like this, with ups and downs, you shouldn't be leading off a part 1 into a part 2 structurally. There's so much going on, and very little, if anything at all, gets resolved. Another big issue I have is Carmy. In seasons 1 and 2, in the early seasons, Carmy is great. Character-wise, physically, he's awesome. Carmy, though, in season 3, in the 3rd season, I feel like, and I've heard this notion from other people as well, and I couldn't agree more with them, Carmy's barely in his own show. Sure, he's physically there, but mentally, emotionally, character-wise, the writing surrounding him each and every moment is very weak, in my opinion, and they barely focus on him at all. So season 3 is the only season that I think is fine, and I don't think there's any memorable episodes whatsoever. Everything just bleeds into the next. They should have made season 3 and 4, smashed them together, and combined for a 15, 16 episode, give or take, right around there, rather, one big combined, quote-unquote, mega season, because the structure of a part 1 leading into a 2-part chapter, that really did not work for me whatsoever. Next, at number 4, and I don't think anyone will argue with these bottom 2. At number 4, I have personally, I should say rather, season 4. This was an upgrade from season 3, but I still think it's way below anything else the other shows have. The show has to offer, otherwise, that we have not talked about yet. Unfortunately, so obviously the 2-part structure didn't work, but at least they tied up a lot of loose ends. Carmy finally has that situation with Claire that's wrapped up, good to go. They don't get back together, but at least they have that much needed conversation. And Carmy as a character finally takes the bull by the horns there. So he's more center stage. Maybe still is not much as I want him, but way more than season 3. This season was just a bore. The story progression, there was no story progression. My biggest issue with season 4 by far was it focused on everything but the restaurant, but the task at hand. I felt like, actually, I know for a fact they did, watching it, obviously. It was a problem. In season 4, the writers, the whole team involved, they focus on a heavily, and I mean heavily, a lot on emotional baggage and tragedy with certain characters, which is fine in small doses, but it completely outshined everything else, and they went completely over the top with it. Like that one episode where thankfully it's early on in the season, so it doesn't stall the middle to end too much, but where Sydney goes to her cousin's house and has her hair done and whatever, complete slog to get through. Totally meaningless, quote unquote, side quest, if you will. And speaking of side quest, I should have mentioned this at my number 5 of season 3, the ice trip episode where Natalie has her baby. And, I understand the character study of her and her repairing her relationship with her mom, who's played by Jamie Lee Curtis, by the way. That could have been done in the span of 10 minutes instead of 45 to 50 minutes. Yeah, I had the baby over 10 minutes. Yeah, moving on. It was just a slog. Like that season 3 episode and season 4 episode, it's unfortunate to say probably for some of you, but I'm going to skip it for future rewatches for sure. Season 4 was a bit of an upgrade over season 3, but not by much. It's at least good, but not great. Next, we are getting into great territory. By the way, some people might think it's boring. I really love the Bears episode. The whole sequencing of scenes with them under the table was really, really cool to see, in my opinion. At number 3, we're getting to great territory finally. We have, literally releasing last week, go check out my review if you haven't all, but in short, season 5. To me, what I like most about the season, this was a true return to form for this show, at least, mind you, at least in terms of emphasizing what matters most at the end of the day, the business itself, both financially and physically. I just mentioned how the previous 2 seasons, being season 3 and 4 specifically, strayed far away from the restaurant. Season 4 more so than season 3, just because they focused on everything but the task at hand, the restaurant at hand. Now, were there a couple storylines that I wasn't registering with? Yeah, like the air rights, although it was comedic relief with Pete and them, it did provide some comedic relief moments, various different moments for sure, but it was kind of just a throwaway, not gag, but kind of a throwaway subplot. And then I thought like the franchising, the branching out with Ebra and his crew with the suburbs was really rushed through. I would have liked to see a lot more of it than just the last 15 to 20 minutes of the finale, if that. But overall, I think this is a return to form, for this show. And Carmy's center stage, everyone's center stage. It emphasizes the restaurant. And I really like the creative writing choice, direction-wise, of having this season take place all in the span of one day with the torrential downpour. It took a bit to get going with the downpour setting in the first 3 or 4 episodes, give or take, if you will. But after that, I thought it was going for sure. See, next, at number 2, a runner-up here, we have season 1. This started it all. It showed the chaoticness of the, that's a word. It showed the chaotic nature of the kitchen. It introduced us to our various different characters. It kind of led the closing of the beef into the opening of the bear. It set the stage for literally everything. My only slight nitpick, and in the grand scheme of things, I know, trust me, this is a very slight nitpick. I wasn't completely enjoying this plot point of Carmy in his therapy. I get they're still grieving from Mikey. He goes to some therapy sessions with other people 2 or 3 times during the season. I thought that was really going to go somewhere, and we would get some actual meaningful flashbacks from those various few different moments, rather, especially in later seasons. And we really didn't. So that's my only slight pushback, but this is still like probably one of the best opening seasons I've seen in years of a TV show like this. But at number one, there is no debate for me. Like in a tier in of itself is season 2. I mean, the amount of memorable episodes that this season has is just off the charts. We have Forks, where Richie, the memorable moment of him singing a Taylor Swift song. That's where he finally realizes that, hey, if I wear a suit, I'll make myself feel better. That's where he gets the satisfaction of wanting to become a better chef, wanting to become a better manager at the Bear, wanting to become a better person, everything for his daughter, ex-wife, anything and everything. Forks is awesome. And then we have the episode where Marcus specifically goes to Copenhagen, and we see his budding relationship start there as friends, close friends now to this day with Luca. And then just genuinely enough, one of my absolute, by far my favorite episode of this entire show, but genuinely enough, one of my absolute favorite episodes in television history is season 2, episode 6, Fishes. It's an hour long. The guest list alone is outstanding. John Mulaney as Stevie, Jamie Lee Curtis as Dee Dee, Bob Odenkirk as Lee. That scene at the dinner table with Mikey, John Bernthal as Mikey. Anytime we get to see him is outstanding. But that scene with Lee and Mikey, Bob Odenkirk and John Bernthal respectively, it puts on display just the acting chops of these couple dudes, these couple guys rather, and it's outstanding. There's emotional highs, there's emotional lows. The intensity is there, and it all ends with Jamie Lee Curtis's Dee Dee, the mother, literally driving her car through the house. So it's effed up in the best way possible. Season 2, genuinely, I cannot stress this enough personally, one of my favorite seasons of television. It's a 10 out of 10. It's absolutely perfect season of television. Anyways, guys, please let me know down in the comments below, what was your favorite season of The Bear? What was your least favorite season of The Bear? If you want to go the extra mile and give me all 5 seasons from worst to best like I did here today, I would love to chat with you about that as well down there. Please follow me personally on Twitter for any additional TV show and or movie, or just really video game pop culture stuff in general, at a Weingartner13 over there. Thank you for the support. As always, please share this video and channel with anyone and everyone you know. I had a blast with The Bear, and even if lows are still good, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.